Regular side as we approach our broadcast location in downtown Orlando through the air. We are in Orlando, Florida, as the Magic are about to go into this interconference contest right here. There's no better time of year than the holidays for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Welcome, everyone. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg with David Aldridge on our sideline. You look at Houston, they like their chances, but this could be a tough game for them. Facing up against a talented roster, they'll have to show that they're the better team.
And seeing where the Rockets are, for me, they've taken the league by storm this season. I felt like they were maybe a year ahead of schedule in terms of being an elite group. But you look at them right now, and here they are.
And it's no fluke. I mean, they've earned that elite label with one astonishing performance after another.
And before we get going, let's catch up with David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with head coach Frank Vogel. David, what do you have to say?
Well, guys, he has an admiration for what he called the intelligent, efficient offense played by today's opponent. He told me that the thing about this team is that they are so good at identifying the weak spots in an opponent, and they come at you in multiple ways depending on where those weak spots are. He said, we've got to be ready for everything. Pretty tall order, guys.
Thank you, David. The Magic have made great strides defensively. At the offensive end, they've still got a ways to go.
Well, the game is still about putting the ball in the basket, and their lack of shooting has held them back a bit. Teams have been able to pack the lane. There's not enough space as a result for their athletes to really get inside and do what they can do. They've got to find a way to add shooting so they can stretch defenses a little more. And if that happens, then I think you'll see their offense take a big leap forward.
And the Houston Rockets starting five. Beverly and Harden are the 1 and the 2. Ryan Anderson out there with Nene, and it's Ariza in at the 3 slot. Shoots a 3. It's hauled in by the Magic. Their last game, a win against the Lakers, looking to carry it into this one.
And in that game, guys, they were just about as dominant defensively on the interior as you could ever be.
And once they got a few rejections, they had opposing scorers looking for those long arms and hands, and it caused hesitation in taking shots in there.
So it's the Rockets now. They come into this one following the loss to the Grizzlies.
Just not a disciplined performance defensively in that game, guys. A lot of silly fouls hurt them throughout.
I think lack of discipline is the right phrase, Greg. I mean, a lot of silly fouls, and they did that even when they were in foul trouble.
Now Augustine, Trevor Ariza missing from long range. And Fournier kicks to Gordon. Just 5 to shoot. Tries from 16. Second shot opportunity, and he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
And they are on the board first.
Trying to set the tone here early. I like that.
The Magic shooting their first free throw of the night.
This season, in general, has not been kind to them at the free throw line. Only about 71%.
And, you know, you don't have to tell them what their free throw numbers are. I mean, they're well aware of it, believe me.
And we see the growth of the three-point shooting big man, the stretch 4, if you will. Ryan Anderson was at the forefront, it seems, of that movement.
Yeah, especially at his volume of threes. He's never been just a secondary floor spacer. He's a go-to scoring threat with his outside shooting.
Here is Harden after the Magic pick up 2. Nene, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there, Greg.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
And, of course, we'd all like to see his percentage at the line improve, but he just does not have the touch right now. He's in the 60s.
And I think it's clear he's gotten better in that department since last season. I mean, he looks a lot more comfortable at the line now, and he's getting better results.
The Magic making a switch here. Payton's checked in. That one is no good. The Magic have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Magic moving the ball around. The shot's good from Fournier.
And I like the size that Fournier has as a shooting guard. Actually, great size. I mean, he's more than ready to take advantage of that when the opportunity presents itself.
Now here's Harden. He's coming off a 16-point game against Memphis. Beverly, the pass to Nene. Shoots off the screen, and that one comes up a bit short.
And, you know, coaches just love players who they can count on to give that effort defensively.
And he clearly is one of those guys, Greg. We saw it right there. Nice work forcing that miss.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
That free throw, no good for the Magic. Vucevic checked in for Ibaka. Green comes in for Gordon, and it's Jody Meeks in for Evan Fournier. Houston with a big group substitution here. Harrell, he's checked in for Nene. Decker comes in for Anderson. Corey Brewer's checked in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Gordon in for James Harden. So we can't get either to fall. Rockets have gone 0 of 4, missing their first 4 field goals here. Gordon dishes to Decker. Beverly wide open. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops.
He had his head on the swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
29 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Right wing, here's Meeks. The offensive rebound. Kicks it to Vucevic. And here is Payton. Boy, he was something else against the Lakers. Back to Vucevic. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot. Vucevic has got his first points of the night. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Magic lead by 5. 2K Sports, back in a moment from the Amway Center. The second quarter beginning in just a moment. And from what we've seen from Orlando, what do you guys see?
Right from the start, they have been able to really own that paint and just dominate the backboard.
Well, Greg, you can't dominate the boards unless all 5 guys are making the effort to box out and chase down the ball.
So on the floor for Houston, they've got McDaniels. Gordon is out there with Decker. Then it's Harden, and it's Harrell in at the center, filling out the middle. Now, here's Fournier. 5-point lead, the biggest of the game. Over in the corner, Green. Payton kicks to Vucevic. He doesn't hit that one. And Nikola Vucevic averaging a double-double over the last 4 seasons, and yet there are some questions about how those numbers translate in the win-loss column.
Well, you know, he's not especially quick or explosive, and he is big and strong and takes advantage of those attributes. The league seems to be going away from the slower, bigger post-up guys. If you're not a dunker and a shot blocker or a three-point shooter these days, you can get lost in the shuffle a bit, but this guy, Vucevic, brings a lot of good stuff to the table, and I think it's incumbent upon his team to keep him in positions where he can succeed.
2 minutes, less than 2 minutes remaining in the quarter. Harden outside. Eric Gordon on the wing. From outside the arc, it's good. The assist that time from Harden. Gordon's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Payton passes to Fournier. Shoots a 3. He can't get that one to fall. And the Rockets take it the other way. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. That game is the first and last of their homestand.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make a pay.
Now, here's Fournier. As you can see from his numbers, he's been a key component in their offense. He's averaging almost 18 points a game. Here's Payton. They trail by 1. Three-pointer. Decker with the rebound. Rockets have gone a nice 3 of 3 to start the second. He kicks to McDaniels. No good from outside.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Now here's Peyton. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Screen by Ibaka. Fournier for three. And the rebound goes to the Rockets.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here.
Harrell, that's good.
Well, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Green kicks to Vucevic. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Ibaka, no luck.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
Here's Harden. And the Rockets getting another bucket right there.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Rockets ahead, leading by 5. And don't go away. We'll be back momentarily.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith, all set to take a look back. Houston found themselves in a close game in the first. They never dug too deep a hole for themselves in the first period. The most they trailed by was 5. They asserted themselves nicely in the second quarter and now have a fairly comfortable 5-point lead here at halftime. Kenny, what'd you think about the Rockets?
Well, there was a big spark from the bench in the first half. Sometimes you're hoping for your reserves to come in and just hold court, but they didn't do that. They actually got better.
Check. What'd you think about Orlando?
You know, they haven't shot the ball very well. Not nearly enough quality looks. Right now, this game could easily come down to shot selection and how they run their offense. They need to keep the ball moving and generate better looks.
And that about wraps it up, as the second half is just moments away. Now down to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the crew, and we will see you after the game, won't we?
Yes, we will.
Yes, we will.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. Here's Augustine. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. So on the floor for Orlando, Baca is out there with Aaron Gordon. Then there's DJ Augustine. And there's Bismack Biyombo. And it's Fournier in at the 2 spot.
Yeah, that's why you've got to stay right on the hip of Fournier. I mean, if he gets any kind of room off a screen, he's rising up right away.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, we know Mario Hezonja is a sharpshooter out of Croatia, and some say he was the cockiest player from that 2015 draft class. He once said, "I've never had respect to anybody on a basketball court. I don't care. Whether it's a veteran or a young player standing in front of me, I always have the same goal. I want to run over everybody." Kevin?
What a quote. He is not shy. Thanks, D.A.
And you love the defense that Ibaka brings to the court every game. Provides big problems for his matchup with his length. Is good to block at least a couple shots every night, it seems.
1:46 left in the third quarter. Augustine with it. Taking a look at the scoring numbers, right now he averages about 9 points a game. He tries for three. Ariza with the rebound. And with Ibaka and his defensive presence, it's not only the blocks he gets, but the threat of blocks that makes him great.
That's a great point. You see a lot of very talented players start to hear footsteps when they get close to Ibaka. It isn't just that shot blocking that you mentioned. It's his help defense and ability also to defend on the perimeter. Also incredibly strong and very difficult to back down. And how about that, responding to the three-pointer against them with a quick one of their own.
Terrific little tay-to-tay going on right now. Back and forth, here we go.
To the inside, Nene. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Now here is Augustine. 5 points in the game.
He might not have the long range ability of some other guys, but he will knock down open ones like that.
And Beverly kicks to Nene. An easy 2 points on the layup. Nene's got his second basket of the night.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Now here is Ibaka. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
And Beverly kicks to Nene. Missed inside.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Rockets lead by 6. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports.
Moments make players into stars. Moments make teams legendary. This is my moment. This is my team.
Now let's listen in to Frank Vogel's huddle.
Shrink the floor. When you're on the ball or closing out, close out faster. Okay, take away their airspace and then contain their drive.
And that's the catch-22 there. Frank Vogel wanting better perimeter defense, but also wanting to limit forays to the hoop.
Yeah, and it takes tremendous discipline to do that. Don't leave your feet, don't reach, and everyone help each other defensively.
Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far. Fourth quarter on the court for the Rockets. They've got Corey Brewer. Nene is out there with Anderson. Then there's Gordon, and it's Beverly in at the point guard. Banked in off the glass. And that's now 7 points for Nene.
Very nice pickup of the offensive rebound. And once he gets his hands on it, you know it's going back up and back in.
Now here's Vucevic. No good with the wing jumper.
Boy, that's a warm-up jumper there. I mean, when you're a pro, you can't make excuses for missing that one.
And it's Beverly missing.
Well, that's a bad miss right there. I mean, you'd like to see him be a little more assertive when he has such good position.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and we could see right there why he does.
Here's Gordon. Now Brewer. Now the feed to Beverly. The tray. Rebounded by Vucevic. The Magic trail by 6. And Meeks kicks to Payton. He feeds it to Vucevic. 11 feet away. Got a piece of it. And here we go. Fast break. Beverly's got it. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Yeah, exceptional play there to take the bump and still get it to fall.
I like to call that stick-to-itiveness, Greg. Getting everything he possibly could out of that play. Nicely done.
Magic have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Payton dishes to Vucevic. Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. It's on Nene.
And the 7-foot frame of Vucevic creates a lot of problems, causes a lot of problems for defenders, especially when he's close to the bucket.
Two shots.
And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall.
Boy, you look at the wingspan of Vucevic, and it covers a lot of territory. Not many defenders catch up to his release. And his mere presence on defense is disruptive.
Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Green, and Fournier subbed in for Jody Meeks. And the second of 2 is good. That brings them within 8.
Not nearly as productive a trip to the line as he'd have liked. They need all their free throws to go down at this point.
We've got 1:18 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Ariza outside. Pass to Gordon. Lock at 6. Here's Nene and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Passes it to Fournier. In the corner, Ibaka with it. That one's good from the corner.
All that practice on the positioning and timing of the catch and shoot paying huge dividends for Ibaka.
Gordon against Fournier. Gordon kicks to Beverly. Outside Gordon. Misses off the left iron.
Well, it's urgent time right now. This is when they got to come up big.
Yeah, you got to get points here. I mean, there's no way you can get around it. You've got to be able to get baskets here in a short period of time.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
First free throw is good, and that brings them within 5.
Elfrid Payton is known primarily for his playmaking ability. The way he moves the ball is exactly what you want from your point guard.
Biyombo, he's checked in for the Magic. And a change for the Rockets. Harden's checked in. Both shots good from the stripe. We've got 28 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And now we've got the intentional foul. The first, and that puts them up by 5. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 6-point ball game.
Free throws go down and the lead goes up.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. They're trailing by 6. 27 seconds left in the fourth. 27 seconds left in the game. Peyton passes to Fournier. Off the mark and a bad shot there. And they go to the intentional foul. He hits the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's an 8-point game. Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over. They're behind by 8. 19 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What do you think, guys?
You know what? You can talk all you want, but I just don't see a scenario that's going to get them back in it.
Yeah, who knows what he's drawing up in there, maybe working on a play for down the road in another game, but whatever it is, it's too late for this one.
Here's Azania. Another miss by Orlando. Here's McDaniels. So we see the Rockets get the win here. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And that'll do it, folks. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. And now time to go to Ernie Johnson, who's alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports Postgame Show.
Thank you, Kevin. Now it's time to present our James Harden. And how'd you feel about his performance, Shaq?
I know a thing or two about high field goal percentages, and his was insane tonight. Tells you about the quality of the looks he was getting. But even when the shot was contested, he still found a way to get it to go. Excellent game tonight.
Well, he's the most assertive guy on the basketball court tonight, Ernie, and at both ends of the court, not just on the offensive end, but on the defense as well. And it wasn't just in spurts. His energy was endless.
And that'll wrap things up. Thank you for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, for Kenny the Jet Smith, for Kevin Harlan, wherever he might be, and for the rest of the 2K Sports crew, the best in the business. This is Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.